All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome and good afternoon. This is the Jamaica Tertiary Education Commission's Go Higher webinar series, and it's episode 12. It's Thursday, March 31, 2022. And my name is Brittany Clark. I will be your host slash moderator for today's seminar. As I said, today's episode 12, and we're going to be discussing scholarships and financial aid. Now, if you're just joining us or joining for the very first time, I'd like to tell you a little bit about the Jamaica Tertiary Education Commission, or JTEC, as I'll refer to it moving forward. Now, JTEC is an agency of the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information, and this is just one in several series that they've been hosting to discuss several youth-focused, discussions and different things on various issues, to include financing higher education, college preparation, money management, career and earning opportunities, among several others. Now, today, as mentioned prior, we'll be talking about scholarships and financial aids, and several different discussion points that will come up include what scholarship opportunities are available to you, scholarship opportunities offered by corporate Jamaica, eligibility and application process of the scholarships presented, among so much more. Now, scholarships are very important. Why? Because they provide an opportunity for people to have access to education. Now, without assistance from several sources, whether outside or within the family, students may have trouble paying for their degrees and pretty much funding their education experience. Now, scholarships help students have more time to focus on their studies and worry about the money a little bit later. Throughout this program, we'll have presentations from several agencies and entities, including the Ministry of Education and Youth, NCU, UE, UTEC, UCC, Scholarship JA, Link Your Purpose, and Scholarship Jamaica. So, packed program for you, but I can guarantee that you will not leave without the information you need to finance your higher education. All right, so without further ado, I'd like to invite our very first presenter from the Students' Loan Bureau, Crystal Barrows McDonald, who will, of course, share what SLB has in store and how they can assist with financing higher education. Welcome, Mrs. Barrows McDonald.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hi, Brittany.
Hi.
Brittany, rather. Thank you for having me. The SLB is very happy to be on board with J-TEC.
No problem. Thank you so much for joining us. Now you can go ahead with your presentation, and I'll just invite everyone to submit any questions you may have towards the end of your presentation.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. Okay, as I had said previously, I am Crystal Barrows McDonald. I'm in the Marketing and Public Education Department, right, of the Students' Loan Bureau. Now, I just want to real quickly tell you about SLB and our offerings, all right? Okay, so the Students' Loan Bureau provides funding to Jamaican nationals pursuing tertiary level education and needs assistance with tuition financing. No, 99% of the students who apply for SLB financing are successful, all right? Now, we offer two loan types for the undergraduate program, one of which is the targeted loan facility. Now, for this loan type, it is the one that you are required to repay after completing your program. As for the pay as you study, which is the second, this loan type, you are required to repay while you are in school. So a month after disbursement, you'll be required to start repaying the loan. Now, I'm going to go into the targeted loan just a little bit. Now, as it relates to the target market, it caters to applicants pursuing undergraduate studies, as I indicated prior. Borrowers are not required to repay the student loan until they have completed their program of study. So, for example, if it is that you are doing medicine and that takes you 5 years, you're not required to repay the student loan until you've completed that 5 years. All right? No, we give you 100% tuition funding. So you don't have to worry about getting half of it or 70% of it. It is 100% tuition funding. All right. Now, we do have, we have extended our loan tenure. We initially had 10 years and we have increased that to 15 and 20 years for Medicine, nursing, and law, rather, we have increased that loan tenure to 20 years. All right. Now, as it relates to these 15 and 20 years, they start reducing while you are in school. So after completing your, say, medicine for 5 years, as I said, the 5 years would have started reducing while you are in school. So you'll have another 15 after completing the 5-year medicine program. Now, we have one of the best interest rates island-wide, very unbeatable. Now, for the targeted loan, we have a dual regime interest rate. So it means that you're contending with two interest rates. While you are in school, which we call the moratorium period, you are contending with 7.8%. Now, after you have completed school, that 7.8 cuts off, right? And then you now contend with a 9.5% interest rate. That is during the repayment period. All right. So again, the moratorium period or the in-school period is you contend with 7.8%. But as you finish school, that no longer exists. And then you are contending now with a 9.5% interest rate during the repayment period. Okay, so repayment begins now September, following the year of completion. So if you finish June 2021, you're not required to start repaying until September 2022. So in addition to the 20 years that you're getting and the 5 years you would have spent in school, you get a 14-month grace period within which you commence the repayment of the loan. So after completing your 5 years in school, or if you're doing nursing and you finish your 4 years in school, it is not until you've completed the 4 years and then you get an additional 14 months before you officially start to repay the student loan. Now, we give you up to $1 million per academic year. And as you know, our policy now dictates that only one guarantor is required, right? And that was made effective 2021, April. Now, the application period, we did that for February, but we are changing that now and starting the new fiscal year with the opening of the application period. So between April or May, that's what we're looking at for the 2022-2023 academic year. All right. And of course, for this loan type, you have to apply online. Everything is online now. So you'll visit our website at slbja.com, all right, to sign up or to register for a student loan. We also, for this particular loan type, we offer grants. Now, this grant is a monetary gift. If we assess you through your application and you are indeed qualified for this grant, you get $50,000 free. So separate and apart from your loan, this is a monetary gift. Not everybody gets it. When we assess you, we see you the persons who are in dire need of assistance, and you get $50,000 based on what you present on that application form. So not everybody gets it, but everybody is evaluated for that $50,000 grant. Now, I'm going to move into the pay as you study loan product. And as the name suggests, pay as you study. It's different from the targeted loan. It's geared towards employed professionals pursuing undergraduate studies, or parents or relatives or a spouse or an older sibling who wishes to take the loan on your behalf as the dependent student. All right. So you access up to $1 million per year. Repayment begins 1 month after disbursement, right? And you repay via salary deductions. That's why it's important. If you are a student, the dependent student, you wouldn't be working, right? Well, you have some instances where persons are working, but you would need one guarantor and somebody who acts as a principal borrower. That's the person who is paying back the loan via salary deduction for you, which is either a parent, or an older sibling, or a spouse. All right. So you get 84 months or 7 years equivalent to repay this loan. That's the pay as you study. No. So with the pay as you study, your loan would have significantly gone down because you're servicing the loan while you are in school. So by the time you get to finish your 3, 4, or 5 years, it means that your loan would have significantly gone down or decreased. Now, again, for this loan type, one guarantor is required, and the interest rate is 6%. Can't get any better, guys. 6% per annum. Now, if you're borrowing a loan of up to $282,000, monthly payments can be as low as $4,800. There's absolutely no application deadline for the pay as you study loan. You apply online, and a credit check is mandatory. All right. So again, if you want to apply for the SLB loan, you'll have to visit our website at slbja.com to complete and submit your online application. Now, we try to, especially for this year where we're updating our customer portal, it will be a little bit different, more user friendly, and more agile features. You'll be able to you'll get step by step notifications. So once you register, there's going to be a confirmation. Once you submit your application, there's going to be a confirmation. Once you get your SLB application number, there's going to be a notification. So it's going to be a step by step notification, real time. Okay. So after you have done the necessaries in terms of registration and submission of your online application, you are going to be required to submit the required documents in office via our Dropbox facility. All right. You're also required to make payment of fees. Based on the new portal that we have coming into play, you'll be able to pay directly on our customer portal rather than going through third-party agencies. All right. Now, I'm going to go through with you some of the required documents, right? So you need to get these in order in preparation for the commencement of the application period. Yes? So first, the ones that I've put the asterisks beside, those are mandatory. You must have them to start the online application, all right? So the tax registration number, otherwise known as the TRN, we need one passport-sized photograph certified by a JP. Yes? Well, we have student identification card, but those are for new SLB applicants, but they are returning to the institution, so they're already enrolled. Well, this for PATH registration card for households registered on the PATH scheme. So if you're a PATH beneficiary, this is one of the documents that we would want from you. So you can check with the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, and they will provide that letter with that information. Now, we also need banking information. This is very critical because the banking information is needed if it is that you get a grant, right? If you get a grant, we're going to deposit that money directly to the account. So it's important, and I must stress the point that you do not put a parent's name or your sibling's name or your aunt's name, any relative of that kind. It needs to be yours. Go to a bank and set up an account, because the fact is, when that $50,000 lands in your account, yes, and lands in that person's account rather, and you go and you say you get an email from us saying that, okay, congratulations, John Brown, you have received $50,000 from the SLB, and then you go to your aunt and you say, Aunt, I have received $50,000. I was notified via email, and no, she says, no, I didn't see it, when really and truly she has received it, but she's unwilling to hand over the funds. So you have to be careful. All right. So to just avoid that, you just go to the bank. I think it's about 2,500 to get your account in order to set up the account. Just do that. All right. So we also need a valid photo identification, passport, driver's license, or national ID. All right. So any one of those three, we're going to need that from you to start the online application. Another requirement is we're not just assessing your household. We're not just assessing you, but we're assessing your household. So we need income verification for all employed members of your household. Another mandatory document is that of the acceptance letter. All right. Now we have a full matriculation policy, which means that any conditional offer or pre-approval, right, or any provisional offers or any conditional offers, we're not going to give you a loan for that. So it has to be an unconditional offer. All right. Can't be provisional. It has to be a full offer. All right. Now we also need transcript for the persons who are already enrolled. And of course, lastly, these are the first set of documents that you would need, right, that I just mentioned after having submitted your online application, because we have to corroborate what you would have placed on the online application. As for the other set of documents, that is when we have assessed you, and if you are found to be approved for the loan, Then, of course, you'd move to signing the contractual arrangement, all right, which includes several documents: promissory note, certificate of agreement. You'll need the consent form for the applicant. You'll need the guarantee agreement, all of those. Now, what are the advantages of accessing SLB's loans? As I said before, we have one of the lowest interest rates island-wide, 6% per annum, and can be as low as 4% under special circumstances. We have also extended our loan tenure from 10 to 20 years, as I mentioned previously. We also have a moratorium period where no payments are required, right? So you know that we're the only financial institution in Jamaica that offers that flexibility. Once you take a loan, you have to start paying back immediately. But we're the only institution that offers you this flexibility where you're not required to repay while you are in school, but after completing your program. And we mentioned previously the grant of $50,000, and I explained to you at length what that speaks to: a monetary gift, right? And of course, we offer no collateral. We request rather no collateral from you. So the concessions offered by the SLB. Now, for the persons who are on the PATH program, there's a 35% reduction, right, in the processing fee. No. All right, I'm going to retract that. Since we have recently changed that since 2 weeks ago. So for the PATH program, you're going to be waived the processing and application fee. That is what you're going to be waived, the processing and application fee. And I think your percentage is 1% less. So you're not contending with 7.8%. It is now 6.8, and the processing and application fee would have been waived. So the children of public sector workers receive a 1% reduction in the interest rate during the repayment period and 35% discount in the processing fee. Now, for persons who are going to apply to the Ministry of Education for the Jambat, right, where you do 200 hours of community service and you get 30% off the tuition cost. In this instance, the SLB will only be giving you 70% of the tuition because we are in the know. The ministry would have provided information that you would have gotten the 30% already from them, having satisfied their requirement for the JAMVAT. So we will only give you 70% in that instance. Currently, we are running the Good Standing program where persons benefit from a 2% reduction in the interest rate. So students in moratorium or in school, right, who maintain a GPA of 2.5 and over, right, they benefit from that 2% reduction in the interest rate. So that 7.8 is further slashed to 5.8%. Customers in repayment whose accounts are current, meaning that you're making payments on time and no more than 30 days past due, also benefit from a 2% reduction in the interest rate. So that 9% is further slashed, 9.5% is further slashed to a 7.5% for the persons who are in repayment. So we're catering for two groups, both the persons who are in school and those who are in repayment. Also, borrowers who are permanently employed to a registered charity for at least 1 year, those persons will benefit from a 10% debt forgiveness on their student loan. Now, with all of that grand information, I'm sure you're excited about us. So I'm going to give you the contact information. So you may contact us at our email address, that is info@slbja.com. That's at the bottom of the screen, info@slb if you want to email us. That's info@slbja.com. We're also on social media, so you can connect with us on Twitter at SLBJA, Instagram, Students Loan Bureau, Facebook, Students Loan Bureau, and we also have a WhatsApp number, so you can reach out to us on WhatsApp. That's 2798080. All right, or you can call us if you wish at 619-4752. Thank you so much for having me, J-TEC. It was a pleasure.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Mrs. Barrows McDonald. So I hope everybody was listening and making notes because we hear about the Student Loan Bureau all the time, but we got an insight into how exactly the process works. Now, I made a few notes as well, but before I get into my notes, we have some questions from the chat. Now, Raj B says, if I applied at received a loan for the first year of a program and have applied for a transfer to another program in another faculty, do I have to reapply to the SLB? All right. So again, if he applied at and received a loan for the first year of a program and have applied for a transfer to another program in another facility, does he have to reapply to the SLB? All right, I'm not so sure what happened there, but hopefully we can actually put these questions together so we can
Okay, I'm
have
seeing
them.
a
Oh, she's
question. It
back.
says,
Okay, good.
if I have if I've received a loan for the first year of a program and have applied for a transfer to another program in another faculty, do I have to reapply to the SLB? No, since you have an existing arrangement with us, you would have gotten a prior loan, then you would need to inform us that you're changing faculties once that is successful. And then, of course, what we'll ask you to do, if it is that it's going to affect your graduation date, you're going to have to start repaying the loan. So you enter immediate repayment if it is that it's going to affect your graduation date. If the courses are in fact similar and you are just making a slight shift and doesn't affect your graduation date, we still need to be informed, but you would not be required to enter immediate repayment. And when we say enter immediate repayment, we don't mean that you have to pay off the entire sum. We're going to work out something with you, like a minimum monthly payment that you can pay while you're pursuing the other program.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much. The
Brittany,
next
are you hearing?
question, I'm hearing you. Are you hearing me?
Oh, so the students can hear. Okay. Does the grant go directly into my bank account or directly to the school? Depending on the institute, well, it depends on the institution. We have some arrangements with some schools that we have issues with. But for this year, though, I think it's going directly to your bank accounts. So be sure to provide that information. In instances where we're having difficulties with the bank account, because sometimes we do get wrong information, then we have some arrangement with some schools to send it to them. So you'll have to go to the financial office to claim same. But we will advise you. Whatever the situation is, we will advise you.
All right, next question here.
Why is my loan gathering fees? By fees, do you mean interest? Remember that remember that what $10 today, right, is not going to be $10 tomorrow. Remember that it's a loan and we have to contend with all of the variables, inflation and all of that. So essentially, because you're not paying now, you still have to contend with interest, right? Because remember that we're not just we have a revolving loan scheme, but we also borrow to assist you. So we also have to fulfill our responsibilities. So that is the reason why you're asked to pay interest during the moratorium.
All
What are
right.
requirements for the grant? Okay, there is no set requirements for the grant, right? That is something that we look at the income that is being generated in your household. That's one of the things I can tell you that we look at. I can't tell you specifically in terms of everything because that is SLB information, but essentially we look at the income that's being generated in the household matched up against how many persons are living in that household to see whether or not that person is the neediest, right? Because what we're trying to establish is need overall, and if we see that you fall in a particular quintile, then we'd have to give you that grant. All right, so there's no we just want to see that you are very needy to give you the grant. Well, the grants availability is usually in the month of October, November. That is when we usually tell you if you are approved for the grant or not. So you start school September, by October, November, you should know what's your status as it relates to getting the grant.
All right. That looks like all the
That's
questions.
it? No more questions?
Yes, that's it. Thank you so much. All right, awesome. So that was a very, very detailed and thorough presentation from Mrs. Barrows McDonald from the Students Loan Bureau. So she told us about the different types of loans, the targeted loan versus the pay as you study loan. Of course, you only need one guarantor now. That was brought into effect as of April 2021. Student Loan Bureau gives up to $1 million towards your tuition. They'll also be upgrading their website portal this year. So we'll see some changes where we'll actually be able to facilitate payments of your loan, or rather repayments of your loan through the online portal. Some of the requirements needed include your TRN, passport size photo, which should be certified by a JP, student ID, your path card if you qualify, banking information, and a valid photo ID issued by the government of Jamaica. So thank you so much, Miss Is Barrows McDonald, for that presentation. And of course, we know the Students Loan Bureau, that's just one way that we can get general financial aid, and that's one opportunity available to Jamaicans to help fund their higher education. So we're looking into some private sector opportunities now, and I'm going to bring in, our second presenter, Chris Grant, who will tell us a little bit about the scholarship hunt and, of course, acing that scholarship. So Chris will give us some insight as to how and where to find financial aid. So Chris, the floor is yours. Thank you so much for joining us today, and it's over to you.
Hi, Brittany. Thank you for having me. I hope you guys can hear me clearly. Yeah, man. So big up everybody. It's a blessing to be here with the great team from the J-TEC for another scholarship and financial year webinar. I feel special, and because of that, I just want to give you the information that I have as simple and as quick as possible. So first things first, I was listening to the SLB presentation, and it's great news overall, because having a better website, that means you guys will have easier access to the opportunities. And for me, I'll be presenting to you guys like where and how you can find the scholarships. Right now, enough money available, enough scholarships are available for you guys. But the problem is you need to start now. You can't wait for late July or early June. You need to start now. That is the basics of everything. Because right now on our Instagram page, Scholarship Jamaica, we publish scholarship every day as soon as they're available. Right now, today, for all my graduate students, persons who are public sector workers, today would be the last day to apply for the Marcus Garvey Public Sector Graduate Scholarship, and this is something we've been pushing. So scholarships are available right now. I would like to start by saying, listen, as our previous presenter mentioned, the Student Loan Bureau offer a thing they call granting aid, and she spoke about it. As as somebody who receive loan, you will be qualified for it just with the PAD program and also the Jambat. So PAD program students, Jambat scholarship program, which is via the Ministry of Education. Those are three easy opportunities for you to get some money towards your tuition. And as we say here, Scholarship Jamaica, one cocoa full basket. So you don't need to wait for the big money, the million, $2 million from Grace Kennedy or Carreras. You start by getting the 50, the 20, the 10, the 5,000 grant. You take those one by one. So I'm going to start by saying the best place to find scholarship is at home. We talk about starting local. When I say local, I mean in your community, meaning the church you attend, the group you're a part of, if you're a police youth club, if you're a part of the Adapa Youth Foundation, if you're a part of the Kiwanis Club, you start there. You speak to the persons who are in charge, or maybe your mentor or somebody you know who are part of these organizations. You express to them your interest in applying or getting assistance through scholarship for your studies. And from there, you don't know where it might go. The place that you go for work experience, the places that you volunteer in your community. For me, I used to volunteer at my library in St. Thomas, and that was where I got my first scholarship. It was like 5,000 then, but it's still one cocoa full basket. So as I said, start local. You want to go to the scholarship sources. When I say sources, you talk about scholarshipjamaica.com. You talk about the J-TEC scholarship database. You have the Ministry of Education scholarship database. You have the Ministry of Finance. You want to make sure those websites are at the tip of your finger. So each time you go on your computer or you go on your tablet or your phone, these are the websites you're gonna go first to see the opportunities. I just want to continue with the local. Go by your church. Let your church know that, hey, I'm attending UTEC, UCC, NCU, one of these schools. This is the program that I'll be studying, and I would like to know if there are any opportunities where I can get a grant, a bursary, or a full out scholarship. So start local. Next, you want to start with the school. I'm a UTEC pass student. So the first place I would go is I would go on the UTEC website, look for financial aid, click on that, financial aid. Look to see the scholarship that they are offering. You might see that they're not open now, but what you find out is that they are available. So you want to make sure that when they become available, you can apply early. So you make sure that the financial aid office of your university is your best friend. You go by the financial aid or the student financial aid office. You ask them, are there any scholarships available? Can I see the file? When I used to go to UTEC back in 2005, they used to have a file in the office to the side that you ask them. They show you. You see a list of scholarships that are available. For my students who are studying overseas, you go by the Ministry of Finance. They have a section scholarship and assistance unit. You want to go there, whether in person or drop them a call. Right now with COVID, you might have to call virtually. But pre-COVID, you'd go in person. You'd ask them for the list of scholarships that are available. Because for any all the countries who have bilateral, who have agreement with Jamaica, for instance, like Cuba, Mexico, Brazil, Germany, Belgium, all these places, whenever they offer scholarship, they're going to go through the Ministry of Finance, or they're going to offer it through their embassy. And then I'm going to move on to say embassies, all local embassies, they usually offer some form of scholarship or tuition discount for Jamaican students to study in their country. But just bring it back local. Stick to your school. If you're going to high school, you want to speak to your guidance counselor. Just find out from them, are there any opportunities that are currently available? Um, where can I find them? Or do you know of any organization that are currently offering scholarship to students from this institution? So the guidance counselor always have it. Or if you don't reach the guidance counselor, talk to your teacher. To be specific to scholarship opportunities in the private sector, you want to start with your banks, your credit union. So it's easy and it's safe, and I'm gonna say it, that every financial institution in Jamaica offers some form of tuition assistance, whether it's full out scholarship, whether it's a small bursary, or if it's a tuition discount for employees. So either they offer it to employees or children of employees, they will offer it to customers. As a customer of one of these financial institutions, you have the right to ask them about the scholarship. What we do at Scholarship Jamaica, because we can go to each and every one of them, we drop them a email requesting scholarship information, or we drop them a direct message on their social media page if they're active, to find out what are the awards you're offering this year, when would they be available. Usually they tell you yes, no, but what we have found out is that the more you ask is the better the chances that they will offer. Because I spoke to last year while we were going around bothering people about scholarship, one donor said, listen, man, there's so much people asking us about scholarship, we just had to offer some bursary. So you want to reach out. Say if you have an account at a NCB, a BNS, a First Caribbean, a Sagicor, a JMMB, or a COK, a Churches Credit Union, one of these places, you just ask them, what are the scholarship opportunities? Next, you want to go to all of these big companies, these conglomerates, Grace Kennedy, Digicel, uh, uh, Flow, all of them offer scholarships. You just need to reach out to their foundation arm, or you reach out to the human resource department. Usually the persons who are in charge of scholarships are in the human resource department or in the customer service section. One of the major scholarship donor is Careers. Careers offer scholarship every year. The scholarship they offer are categorized that you must fall in one of those categories. Whether you're a teacher, a community college student, whether you are a engineering student, a business student, if you go to Edna Manley or you're going to Caribbean Maritime, you will fall in one of these categories. All right. So those are some of the big scholarship donors. You want to look at the Betting, Gaming, and Lotteries Commission. Every year they offer up to over 100 scholarship. Last year I think they were offering like 300 scholarship at 50,000 each, and it was open to all level of students. So these are just some examples. All this information I'm giving you will be available on our website and also on our social media page. And JTEC also have all this information in their scholarship platform. So please make sure you utilize your social media that you have for a good purpose. So just as though you're watching this, this is the first step. So I say all these companies, you want to follow them, because social media is the next place where you can find scholarship. Most, if not all, donors will offer their scholarships and they will publicize it on your website. Currently, as I said before, you have the Marcus Garvey Public Sector Scholarship that is closing today. You have the St. Mary Education Trust, which is associated with the Jamaica producers. The same banana chips where you eat. They are offering scholarships for students who live, or employees and their students who live or work in the St. Mary area. You want to, we also have the SOAR, SOAR scholar program. You have the Handover charities for students who live or work within the Handover mobile areas. Those are available now, and those are on our Instagram page and also on JTEC. Right? There are many more scholarships that will be available starting tomorrow, because April is when majority of the donors will be coming alive. After this presentation, Link Your Purpose, who will be coming up after I present, they will be announcing their scholarships today also. So just stay tuned. So these are just some of the scholarship opportunities that are available. And I just want to say that every year there are thousands, if not millions of dollars that are left in the kitty because persons don't apply for it. NCB last year, they had this massive scholarship event where they had they went live and they were presenting, because they were offering millions of dollars to persons studying in the STEM, science, technology, engineering, math, um, industry. If you're in studying one of those, they have that. They will be, they offered it last year, and I would say look out for these. And those are just some scholarships that you will find. And the best way to find them is, as I said before, use your social media, go to these websites, start local by asking persons within your community, or your employer or the employee of your parents. You want to make sure that when you're on social media, which is Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, you follow all these companies. If you are a customer, make sure that you benefit from these companies through scholarship. You buy Burger King, look out for the Burger King scholarship, just for an example. So I'm gonna just pause now so that I'll be able to answer some of the questions that I saw pop up in the while I was presenting. So if you guys, so I'll be responding to the questions now, and I hope the information I share was helpful to you guys. But just remember that all this information is available at the JTEC Scholarship database and also on our website.
All right. Thank you so much, Chris. That was a very, 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 very detailed and empowering session as well. You were telling us how and where to look for scholarships. I was even making notes, learning a thing or two for myself, because, we're going to get to the postgraduate studies very soon. But of course, thank you so much. So some of the tips you gave: start now. One cocoa full basket. So if you don't get the major $1 million scholarship, start small and collect grants here and there that can contribute to your learning. Start at home, start local in your community, in your clubs, societies, reach out to your mentors, contact private sector entities, social media, reach out to major companies, and of course, visit scholarshipjamaica.com, which is your website where you provide all that information. So we have some questions coming in from the chat. This one is from Sachel. Are all scholarships very competitive? It seems pointless to apply for NCB.
Sachel, wisdom. When I pray, I ask God for wisdom and understanding. So you have wisdom, I'm gonna try give you some level of understanding. Not come easy. All scholarships are competitive. If it's not competitive, that means it not available, or maybe the money is just maybe a $10. The NCB scholarship is one of the most lucrative one, and you should apply, because most times if you don't win the exact one you apply for, the scholarship committee will offer you something if they see that you have fulfilled the requirements. So you need to apply. And I don't know how you know it's competitive, because unless the donor tell you how many persons applying, most times most people think like you. So because they think that it's competitive, nobody not apply, so the money left on the table.
That's a very, very important point as well, because I remember when I was going to UE, I would hear every year how many scholarships and grants were just left unclaimed because persons just wouldn't apply because they had the same view that it was too competitive. So don't miss out on the chance to get help to fund your education. All right, let's see any more questions coming into the chat. All right, so while we wait for another question, I'm going to ask all the students who are joining us here today to just big up your school right now, big up your parish. So just say, big up, well, I went to Immaculate, so big up Immaculate from St. Andrew. So just do that right now in the chat so I can give you guys a shout out on the YouTube stream. You're welcome, Sachel. Thank you, and we hope to see your name on, in the newspaper claiming that NCB scholarship for the next academic year. Yes?
Yeah, man. And big up Seaford High School.
Of course. All right. So I don't see the schools coming in as yet, but I see Kalia say, I feel like I don't have enough community service or in clubs.
Kalia, there is no set amount of community service or in clubs. We encourage that all students, you find some level of volunteerism. And no, because of COVID, a lot of persons weren't able to volunteer. But volunteerism doesn't have to be in person; it can be virtual, right? But there's no set amount. So even just apply. Never not apply because you think you don't have enough volunteer, because you don't know what the donor is looking for. So, Kalia, just apply. Big up San Diego.
Yes, so I see the schools coming in. So I see International University of the Caribbean. I see Isabel bigging up Herbert Morrison Technical School. St. Jago got a big up as well. Before I move on, we have another question from Sachel, who is asking, if she's working, does that impact her chances?
Big up yourself, Sachel. Money have to make. You don't need to worry about that. The only thing that might impact your chances if when they ask for financial need, you're not able to show that you really need it. So the biggest thing with scholarship, they require financial need. And if you follow us, we have been encouraging students that listen, whenever you get recommendation letter or reference, you ask them to indicate that they are aware of your financial need. I know they know that the money that they give you won't be enough to cover all your tuition and living expense. So they do encourage that you work, because some places, if the money won't cover the full tuition, they want you to prove that you will be able to find the difference. And you working, you find the difference. The only major problem is if you're not a full-time student, because most scholarships are for full-time students.
All right, thank you. All right, so more schools coming in now. Kerry is bigging up Central High in Clarendon. We see Sandra bigging up Michael University College. Roger bigging up St. Mary High.
Michael.
Justin said big up UE. Tara, big up UE. Aisha, UTEC. Malik says Jonathan Grant. Sabrina, big up St. Hughes and UTEC. UCC. All right, so island wide, because it's not just Kingston and St. Andrew schools getting big up. We're going all the way at St. Mary. We have some Handover. We have persons who are here from Circle K's group. So I love the representation so far. Thank you all so much, so much, so much for being here. Merle Grove High School, St. Hughes, everybody is here. All right, we have another question for you, Chris. Okay. Do I need proof of voluntary service? That's also coming from Sachel.
Yo, Sasha, you're a superstar. Man, I can't wait to see your name. Um, so Sachel, you don't necessarily need proof of volunteerism, but sometimes they may ask for it. We recommend that you do, if you're volunteer service, see, try get a letter. Let the person or the organization that you volunteer with be one of your reference, because the reference would indicate that you volunteer there. That would be a proof. If you get a recommendation letter, sometimes we have to tell the person who composing the letter what you need it for, and in so doing you let them know that, hey, in the letter you not only speak about my character, but you speak about financial need, you speak about your knowledge of me, my history of volunteerism, because for my scholarship application, that would be a plus.
All right. Thank you so much, Chris, for joining us to give your tips as well as to tell us about Scholarship Jamaica and the opportunities that are available. It's always a pleasure having you here on the platform. And, we hope to have you on another JTEC seminar or webinar to just talk a little bit more about how students can get their financial assistance. So have a great day. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Okay, now at this time we move forward with the program, and I'll be inviting Ms. Lanicia Roden, who is from Link Your Purpose, and she'll be telling us about how to make your application stand out. So, Lanicia, over to you.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much, Brittany. It's really a pleasure to be here again to share with you about how you can actually ensure that you have a winning scholarship application, how to make your application stand out. All right. Um, so, the first thing that I wanted to share with you, I know that you would have heard it from student loan, and you'd have also heard it from Christopher Chris, in terms of how to get the scholarships, where to look for them. So I want to kind of just summarize that before actually telling you, what you are to look for. So I'm Lannister Roden from Link Your Purpose. Link Your Purpose, we're an online career development platform, and we were formed out of the nonprofit organization Young Women and Men of Purpose. And as you heard before, we will also be sharing some scholarships with you. And we do hope that you will go out and complete your application so that you can actually benefit from the scholarships. So one of the key things that I want to share with you, how to actually make your application stand out. The first thing that you need to do is understand the different types of scholarships that exist. Understand the different types of financial aid. Now, there are what you call scholarships, which usually those are financial awards that are offered to students to help them to further their education and scholarships. They usually have various criteria that reflects the donors and their values. And scholarships, the value of the scholarship will also depend on the donor. The value of the scholarship will also depend on the person who is offering the scholarship. So those are some of the things that I want you to bear in mind. Then you have what are called grants. Now, grants, these are usually smaller awards that are offered to students. And you may find that you may have a book grant, you may have a grant that you can use to help you to provide food or lunch. You may have grants that can cover your accommodation. Student loan mentioned their $50,000 grant that you can access, or if you're selected, you can actually receive, and you can use that money to do what it is that you want to do that is contributing to your education. So that is something that you can look at. Then you have what are called bursaries. And bursaries, again, these are similar to grants. Many schools and universities or other institutions, they will offer the bursaries. Again, they're usually smaller awards, and you don't need to repay them. And usually you can also use it to help you to provide whatever you need to help you to study. So that's something you can look at. You have what are called fellowships. And fellowships, they're usually merit-based scholarships for advanced studies. So persons who are thinking about pursuing whether a master's or postgraduate diplomas or degrees, Usually, you can apply for a fellowship. A lot of fellowship, you find that they are non-academic programs. Some of them will require you to actually go to the place where the fellowship is being offered, and there you will get some sort of training, whether through workshops or whatever it is. And usually, they also require that you do something. So that is something that you can also bear in mind. Now, you heard already, I won't even touch on this. You heard all about where you can go to find the scholarships that you need, right? They are online, they're on social media, they're on the J-TEC website, Scholarship Jamaica, Link Your Purpose, the government, ministries, embassies. So you can go to all of those places to find your scholarships. So I want to zoom in on some tips to actually get scholarships. All right. And one of the tips that I want to highlight firstly is that you have to do your research. In order for you to allow or to make your application stand out, you need to do your research first about the scholarship. So once you've found that scholarship, you need to do some research about the company that is offering the scholarship so that you have that background information. You know what their values are, you know what it is that they are, promoting, and see if that fits with what you aspire to be or aspire to do. Then you want to ensure that you qualify for the scholarship before you apply. So you want to ensure that you're reading the criteria that comes with the scholarship. You want to spend time on your application, and I'm going to talk about that in a little bit more details after. But you have to spend time on your application. Don't rush the application. Don't wait on the last minute. I know a lot of times we wait on the last minute to do things because we like that rush, but a lot of times it works against us. So you want to ensure that you spend enough time, even if you're applying. If it is an application where you do not have to complete the entire application form at once, then answer a few questions today, go back to it and pace yourself so that you will have enough time to complete it and to review. And then generally too, after you've done that, you want to ensure that you're submitting the application on time. If you complete the application and you are not submitting it, or you have not submitted it, then guess what? It's similar to someone who did not apply at all for the scholarship. So you want to ensure that you find the scholarship, you complete the application, and you're submitting. So I want to zoom in a bit about spending time on your application. So when you're actually completing your application, you want to ensure that you read the criteria. Read the criteria from the funder, from the donor. Read the questions carefully. Do not assume that, oh, this is what they're saying. Read the question and ensure that you are answering the question that was actually asked by the donor. You want to answer the questions carefully and comprehensively. So do not leave any information out. Answer the questions, provide enough information so that they know exactly what it is that you're answering. Remember that when the donors and funders are reviewing your application, you realize that they're not going to see you to get any clarification. They are reviewing what is placed before them. So it's very important that you answer clearly and that it is very comprehensive. While you are answering comprehensively, you have to pay attention to word limits. There are scholarship applications that have word limits. Now, especially the online applications, you may find that they will say 500 characters or 500 words. You want to be looking at that and ensure that you are answering within the word limit, right? Some of them will automatically stop taking additional words once you get to the word limit. But you want to do that. If it is not an online application, but there's still a word limit, stick to the word limit, because you'll find that if someone is reviewing your application and they found that, oh, we just asked for 500 words and you have 1,500, they may overlook your application and not read through the entire thing. You want to include non-academic activities. So Chris spoke to that just now, where are you volunteering in your community? Were you involved in any community service? Are you in any extracurricular activities? These are the things that will allow you to stand out. Do you have any leadership skills? Were you in an extracurricular, were you in a club where you had leadership roles, right? Do you volunteer? Do you participate even outside of school? What do you do? Remember that you are going to be competing with many individuals when you are applying for scholarships. And so what are the things that are going to allow you to stand out? These are some of them. So you want to look at that. You want to also provide the necessary supporting documents. So again, you heard that if you're asked for a reference form, then you want to ensure that you have the necessary references. You'd have collected that before. Do not wait until the deadline of the scholarship to try to get the references, because most time the persons that you're asking for the references, they may not be able to provide it as you ask for it. So ask for these things before. If you need proof of your grades, then or your GPA, ensure that you request these things before. And again, very important, you want to review your application before submitting. So you've understood what it is that you can do to make your application stand out. So I just want to wrap up by sharing some of the things that the scholarship providers look for. So scholarship providers, they adhere to their deadlines. If they say that the deadline is this day at this time, then most won't accept the applications after the deadline. If it is an online application, you may find that the portal closes at the deadline, so you won't be able to submit it after. Again, the criteria. They would have put the criteria on the application form or on the flyer for a reason. So if you don't meet the criteria, then based on the bulk of applications that most providers receive, they're just going to ignore, right? There are also most scholarship providers, we have to shortlist, right? And we're shortlisting based on the application that stands out. And again, the ones that stand out, if it's an academic scholarship, then we're looking at the grades first and foremost. We're looking at the extracurricular activities, looking at your community service activities, your leadership experience, and just overall how you presented yourself, how you responded to the questions in your application. Now, some additional tips that you can follow. If you are shortlisted and selected for a scholarship, then you are or invited to an interview, you want to ensure that you're also doing some sort of preparation. So the preparation is not just in the application. You want to prepare yourself for the interview, because it could be that everyone is now on the same level who have been shortlisted. So what will allow you in your interview to stand out? And one of the key things is that you want to be authentic. You want to answer the questions authentically, right? Remember, you are the person, or you should have been the person who completed your application form. So the information that you're sharing in the interview, it cannot be different from the information that you wrote in your scholarship. And sometimes, as scholarship providers, we deliberately ask questions to see if they match what it is that you would have written in your application, to check your authenticity. So that is key, something that you should bear in mind. You want to highlight your passion, your future plans, goals, and ambition. These are a lot of the questions. Remember, the application would have asked you about, what it is that you'd have done. But we also want to know what it is that you have for your future. How will this scholarship change your life? How will it help you to achieve your career goals? So those are some of the key things that will make you stand out. The another thing that you want to bear in mind is the selection. So in selection, you find that most providers, at the end of the day, it is the best overall candidate who will be selected. And the best overall candidate would have been how you presented yourself. There are numerous scholarships out there, but again, many organizations would have their limit in terms of how many scholarships they are able to offer and to give. And most times, even organizations that are offering, say, 20 scholarships, most times they're getting 2,000 applications. So they have to narrow down to select that 20 or those 20 persons who will actually benefit from the scholarship. So you want to think about that. Now, the final thing that I want to touch on is the general reasons for rejection. And if you understand the general reasons for rejection, then you can work on making your application stand out by not following these things. So general reasons for the rejection, one of the key reasons which you may not have any control over is that oversubscribed, too many applications. Another reason is you did not meet the qualification or the criteria. So that is why it's important you check it from the beginning. Not well-rounded. So you have the academic grade, but you were never involved in any extracurricular activities. You never volunteered. you didn't take up any leadership position. So these are things that you want to work on from now, even before you start applying for your scholarship. If it's a needs-based scholarship, if you did not display a need, then you might not be on the priority list of applicants. Again, in authenticity. So you want to ensure that the information that you share, it is true, and also what you say in the interview, it is true. Inarticulate. So you could not articulate and sell yourself during the interview. Very important that you prepare yourself for the interview so that you can share well. No goals, no future plans. So the interviewer asks you, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And you were unable to answer. Then they might question how serious you are about, getting the scholarship. And the final thing is that you do not know how the scholarship funds will be used. So especially for the scholarship funds that are open, you are getting more than your tuition. How will you use the remainder of the funds? They want to know that you have this in mind. And you have to ensure that, remember that these scholarships are academic scholarships that are contributing to your education. So it cannot be that you are going to use the scholarship to buy a TV if you don't need a TV for your program. Understand? So you have to also bear those things in mind. So to wrap up, again, link your purpose as an organization. I mean, we have been offering scholarships over the past years, many years. We've been in operation for 13 years, well, through the NGO. And every year we actually increase the number of scholarships that we offer. So hopefully we're able to increase this year. Let us see. But last year we awarded over 500,000 Jamaican dollars in scholarships to about 18 high school and tertiary institution students. And so, as mentioned, we're going to be launching the scholarships tomorrow. So if you're here and you're interested in scholarships, then please feel free to, join our live. One of the key things that you also have to prepare yourself for if you're applying for scholarships, most scholarship providers will want to invite you to that scholarship handover ceremony. So you have to prepare yourself to go to that. They want you to be a part of the process and to engage in the process of receiving the award that they have for you. So those are some of the key things that I would say that you should look out for when you are making your scholarship application and if you want your application to stand out. So thank you for listening. I look forward to any questions that you have. Remember, you can join us live on Instagram. We will be live along with Scholarship Jamaica at 4 p.m. To hear more about the scholarships that we will launch that you can access. So thank you, and I look forward to any questions that you might have.
All right, thank you so much, Lenicia. From Link Your Purpose, you was here to tell us a little bit about how to make your application stand out. So before we get to the question and answer, I'm actually going to invite Dr. T. Benjamin from the Ministry of Education and Youth. She's also here to tell us about some scholarship opportunities, general scholarship opportunities that are available, and of course, how we can apply some of your tips to apply for those scholarships, after which we'll do a joint Q&A so both of you can respond to questions. So over to you, Dr. Benjamin.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hoping everyone has been having a good afternoon so far and has been learning a lot from this exciting, I realize my lighting may be a little off, so hopefully I can fix that. From this very exciting webinar. Congrats to J-TEC again for hosting this webinar. I'm just going to share a little briefly on the opportunities that the Ministry of Education and Youth have for funding for tertiary students. The ministry has three sets of programs that you can apply for funding for. There are the traditional scholarships, the Jamaica Scholarship. There are suites of traditional scholarships, quite a few. These are open scholarships. They're not restricted to any particular area of specialization, and they are available annually. We also have a set of specialized scholarships. These are scholarships that have been developed to encourage students to pursue careers in fields for which there is some gap. We don't have adequate numbers of persons in those fields. So we offer for education, mathematics education at the secondary level, for science, somebody doing physics or chemistry education. In the technical vocational education field, we would offer for visual arts, agricultural science, or industrial technology. We also offer for persons who wish to pursue programs in special education and in geography. And usually the ministry will review this list annually based on what we see as gaps in the system. Okay, those scholarships cover full tuition if the student does not live close to the institution of choice. Boarding is also provided, and the students receive a $30,000 book grant annually. And if there is a need assessed from the interview, the student may also receive a $20,000 maintenance grant every year. We also have the financial assistance grants. Those are valued at a maximum of $299,999. And although that's the maximum, I'm emphasizing, it doesn't mean that that's what will be awarded. Usually we look at our annual budget and we try to ensure that as many students as possible can benefit from the pool of funds. And then, of course, I know many persons will be familiar with the Jamaica Values and Attitudes Program, Jambat for short, where students can benefit from funding up to $350,000, but usually calculated at 30% of your tuition fees. And the main requirement for Jambat is that you serve, I think it's 200 hours of community service in an NGO or a government agency. And once you've completed the hours, the ministry will pay the approved portion over to your tertiary institution. Now I'm going to put in the chat briefly because I'm not really sure if you're all seeing I would try to put up slides, but not going to fuss over that now. The ministry has actually made some significant strides in the last 2 years where we have now moved our application process online. And this was particularly beneficial to us coming out of the first year of COVID. And we wanted to make the process easier for students, reducing the need for them to travel to and from ministry offices across the island and back and forth to submit documents. So if you go to the ministry's website, on the front page and you scroll down, you can't miss it, Tertiary Students Assistance Program. You click on that. Actually, the portal is not yet opened. It actually opens tomorrow, the 1st of April, and it will remain open until the 30th of June. And I heard another presenter encouraging students before to pay attention to the application dates. This is particularly important because we will close the portal on the 30th of June. It will close at 11:59 p.m. on the 30th of June. And so you need to ensure that you go on, you submit your application, you register first. So you create your own page, you select what you want to apply for. We're asking you to apply for one thing. So you go Jambat or you go to scholarships. At the end of the form, it will ask you, should you not be considered for this award, what would be your second and third option? So we're not going to ask you to apply for Jambat, apply for the grant, and apply for the scholarship. You choose one, you make your application, and then you indicate your second and third choice, and we will manage the process internally. All right, so just repeating, application period is from the 1st of April to the 30th of June. Now, several documents clearly would be required to support your application. You need to have a certified copy of your birth certificate. You need to have an acceptance letter. Some of these things you would have heard before from previous presenters. You need to have a passport-sized photograph that you will upload as well. Your TRN number is needed. You'll put that in the form, and you need proof of your existing qualifications. And this is particularly important for scholarship students or students who are entering the first year of their selected program of study. So whether it's CSEC or CAPE, you need to send us copies of those certificates as well. And if you're returning, meaning you've completed your first year and you're returning, or your second year and you're returning, we need a copy of your transcript. For students who, for whatever reason, because we know that there are some students who are facing financial challenges, and that may affect them being able to access the transcript, they can notify us and we can see if we can provide support for that process. Just some things to note with the ministry awards. As I would have mentioned before, there is a maximum for the grants. If you will receive any amount, whether it's a grant or a scholarship exceeding the $299,999, you will be bonded based on the government's bonding policy. For most of the scholarship students, most times that award over the life of the program exceeds $1 million. And once it exceeds $1 million, the bonding period is 5 years. And it basically requires you to serve in Jamaica. So if you're doing an education program, however, you have to serve in a public education institution. So a public high school for the 5 years. But for other programs such as engineering, and I didn't emphasize those, I believe, and that covers engineering programs at UWI, J-TEC, and the Caribbean Maritime University, you will be required to serve in Jamaica for a period of 5 years. Returning students who are applying should have a minimum of a 2.2 grade point average. And if you are a scholarship student, you'll be required to maintain a 3.0 GPA if you are going to maintain that scholarship. So you have to, it's not just getting in, but you also want to ensure that you sustain a level of performance that would allow us to ensure that we continue to pay your fees over the life of your program. Students are required to do community service as a part of this program. Scholarship students, 40 hours over the course of the award. So if it's 3 years or 4 years, you have all of that time to do 40 hours. For grant beneficiaries, it's 100 to 200 hours per annum, and Jambat 200 hours. Some tips to remember. We'll be posting a demo to the portal this year, and we're encouraging the students to watch the demo first before starting the application process. We had a number of students last year who thought they submitted their applications, they uploaded the documents, they filled out the form, and they did not click submit. So we have posted a demo that will make sure you are familiar with the portal and how it works, so that we can ensure you are successfully submitting your application. Make sure when you upload your documents, you label them. So when you upload your birth certificate, label the document, or save the document as your birth certificate or as your TRN, whatever it is. Ensure you answer all the questions on the application form. The portal allows you to track your process, the progress of your application, so you can check on its status throughout the process. But we're asking you to remember that only shortlisted applicants will be contacted. Many times we are inundated with phone calls. So we will only make contact with the persons who have been shortlisted. Remember the point I raised, make sure you click that submit button at the end of the process. And there's another little tip for our students. While you are waiting, make sure you check your email, because many times, and that includes your spam, we should be becoming more familiar with that, because we will communicate primarily by email. And so it's also important that you ensure that the email address you include on the application form is accurate. That's going to be on you. So you need to check it and double check it and triple check it to ensure that you've entered your correct email address. Check your spam, because the emails will come from our email, and sometimes you know how that goes. And if you, during the period you're waiting to hear, and you see a phone call come in from an unfamiliar number, be polite when you answer. It's very sad that there are many times the interviewers have negative experiences with students, and clearly remember we're calling for an interview. So you would have already set yourself off on a bad note if you are not courteous. So, and this is a rule that it's not just for scholarships, but anything. Whoever is calling, you're not sure, you make sure you answer, and answer politely. So this is, again, the support the ministry offers. Our annual budget for this program is in excess of $500 million. And so we are hoping this year to see robust applications and take up of all of our scholarships. There are 250 full funding engineering scholarships available for students. Last year, we saw gross undertaking on a really low take up, particularly for the awards available for students at UTEC and CMU. And so we're encouraging you this year, if you're interested in these programs, to apply early and access the benefit of being able to have your tertiary education fully funded. All the very best to all of the students, and we look forward to hearing from you and providing you with support.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Benjamin, for that insight. As she said, the application portal opens tomorrow, April 1. Remember, Lanicia spoke about deadlines, so please observe the deadlines. It's tsap.moey.gov.jm. Our tech team will display it on the team shortly. So I'm going to pull Lanicia back into the chat now. Hello, Lanicia, welcome back.
Hi,
Right?
thank you.
Hi. Yes, and we're going to have some questions displayed. So regarding the copy of the slide session, the slides will be updated for your use and they'll be sent to you after the webinar. So that will be coordinated via your email. So ensure that your email was entered accurately when you registered for the program. So that's for everybody. It will be made available to you at the end of the webinar. All right, so let's see what kind of questions we have coming from our students in the chat. This one is from Liam Murray. Why aren't scholarships awarded to persons doing criminology and criminal justice? Doesn't Jamaica need these persons with the current crime infestation?
I'm going to assume that's for me.
I guess either of you can answer, yes.
Okay, so those are policy decisions. And I believe, however, we have a suite of scholarships that we offer in collaboration with Monroe College. No, I'll soon confirm the name. I don't know why Monroe just jumped in my name, but a university in New York. And I believe there are some criminology related programs there. The students can actually pursue the programs here or partially between here and New York. So that's also available on our portal. So you can look out for those as well when you go on.
Awesome. So cross-university opportunities are available. Looking forward to see that on the platform. What's the next question we have coming up? Whitley. So Whitley says, what if you have received a grant from the Ministry of Finance before and you receive this scholarship for the $2,999? Would you still be bonded considering both are from government institutes?
Okay, so for us from the Ministry of Education, we usually track what we award. And so I've never had that experience where students get grants from finance and come to us because we don't necessarily share that kind of data. But so I would say from our end, we will manage what we award and we are able to track easily from our end. All right.
All right. Thank you, Whitley. Rajay says, I've noticed that very few to no organizations offer scholarships for medicine, law, or medical sciences.
All right, so what tends to happen, as I would have mentioned before, as it relates to scholarships, is certainly from the government standpoint, consideration is given to where there is a significant need. And certainly from the Ministry of Education's point, we tend to focus primarily on areas. So you would notice that there was a wider range of scholarships for persons wanting to do education. It would have been through the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation that we would have pulled on the engineering scholarships as well. So generally, there would be some cross-ministry discussion that would lead to a decision. Now, we do provide funding support for medicine and law. Those students, there are sponsored spaces from the government's coffers. So you'd find, for instance, while medicine can cost up to $28,000 US per year here in Jamaica, there are some spaces that will cost $600,000. That's because they are government sponsored. In addition, we do have a very small rotating pool fund for medical students, but that is jointly managed between the Ministry of Education and the University of the West Indies.
Right.
those are some of the reasons why you might not find a lot of those available.
Okay, thank
I
you,
just
Dr.
add to
Benjamin.
that quickly,
Yes,
Brittany.
yes,
So what
sure.
I would say to Reggie and others too, remember that they're private organizations who offer scholarships and they have no limitations as to the courses that you are pursuing in order to access their scholarship. So you can look out for those too.
And remember the general scholarships. I did speak about the Jamaica scholarships and so on, the Jamaica Open scholarships. They don't restrict you as to what your program of study is going to be.
Right. I see Chris here dropped in our chat to say that medical scholarships are available through Cuba/Jamaica bilateral relationships. So I'm sure that will be on the Scholarship Jamaica platform for you to check out afterwards. Uh, thank you so much, Chris. Gunnar Cast says, does Miss Roden do coaching?
Okay, so we do offer career coaching through the Link Your Purpose platform, where we help you to, figure out what it is that you want to do for your career, develop your own career development plan. We do also provide assistance with persons applying for colleges or universities and even your scholarship application. So yes, you can visit us at Link Your Purpose, www.linkyourpurpose.com.
All right, we have one more coming in. Karuna Bartley says, is there any age limit for the Jambat program? Also, can persons choose their own organization to volunteer, or is it mandatory for the placement to be made by the ministry?
All right, there is an age limit for almost all of the programs. I think it's 18 to 35. I'm speaking off the top of my head, but once you go onto the portal and you click on to whatever your option is, all of the requirements are first displayed, so you can check to ensure that you meet them. In terms of volunteering in your own organization, the Jambat team will normally assess that and determine whether or not you could volunteer where you are. Don't know if they would normally allow it, but they would be the ones to best guide where you are able to serve. But be open to the fact that depending on their ability to determine you're actually volunteering, because if you're employed to the organization, then that becomes another question. Then they will be able to tell you whether or not they can allow you to serve the hours in that location.
Okay, and on the same Jambat note, Jazz is asking if employed persons are eligible for the program.
I will confirm that in 10 seconds.
All right, so we won't do a countdown.
What I'll do is I'll let the host know so that they can post it in the chat for you.
All right, thank you so much. Final question coming in from Kier asks, do you offer scholarships for Edna Manley?
Yes, in fact, it's interesting. We've offered up to 5 visual arts scholarships every year, and they're not necessarily taken up. We also have grants for Edna Manley students. This year, I think with the new interim principal, we've seen an increased number of students applying. So we're trying to get the word out, but there are funding opportunities available for Edna Manley students.
All right, awesome. So I'd like to thank everyone who contributed to the question and answer segment, and special thanks to Dr. Benjamin as well as Lanicia for joining us to give insight. So we heard a bit about how to make your application stand out, and of course the Ministry of Education and Youth has some opportunities coming out. Those will be made available via their portal tomorrow, April 1, and the application deadline is June 30. So please observe that deadline. Put Lanicia's skills into action and don't miss out on the opportunities that are available to you. There's one more question here, Chino asking if he wants to apply for Fulbright. So I'll allow, I think Dr. Benjamin, that's for you. I'll allow you to answer. No, not for you either.
I don't handle Fulbrights.
No.
I don't do Fulbright scholarships.
Fulbright scholarships. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. Chris won't be able to respond to that one, but thank you both so much. And we'll be moving into the next segment. Okay, so I got an update here. It says you can try the U.S. Embassy for Fulbright Scholarship. So please reach out to that organization, the U.S. Embassy, to see the opportunities available for you. Now we're in the third segment, and we're going to be zoning in on some institutions and some of the available scholarship and financing options available to you. So we'll start with the Northern Caribbean University, NCU rep. They'll be going in on what they have available. Hello, Ms. Rizzo, how are you?
Yes, good afternoon. Thanks for having us on the platform.
Yes, thank you for joining us.
Northern Caribbean University is located in Mandeville, Manchester. It's a liberal arts institution and it's owned and operated by the Jamaica Union Conference of Seventh-day Adventists and the Atlantic Caribbean Union Mission. Northern Caribbean University is cognizant to the economic constraints on students desiring to earn tertiary education, and of such, special emphasis is placed on our students benefiting from scholarships. We have a wide range of scholarships at Northern Caribbean University, and I am very happy to hear Dr. Benjamin highlighting some being offered that we have not yet been benefiting from, and we are praying that we will access some of these educational scholarships being offered. Now, for students just entering Northern Caribbean University who have earned high academic passes in the CSEC exams, nine CSEC passes or nine O-level passes in one sitting. We have the students are able to apply for the President's Awards for Excellence Scholarship. And this is a 100% tuition-based scholarship awarded to the top male or top female. It is important that students maintain a GPA of 3.5 or above, and leadership qualities are also very integral in the persons being considered for the scholarship. We also have the Jacqueline Warner Mills scholarships, and these are three candidates can benefit. The scholarships are valued at $2,000 each, and international students can benefit from one, a nursing student from the other, and a local student from any other discipline. And we have financial need, full GPA, and other considerations for the scholarships. We have the Jamaica Police Cooperative Credit Union Scholarship, and this is valued at 165 with special criteria as well for the scholarships. Students accessing the website can pay special attention to the criteria. We have the LA Buchanan Scholarship, and this is valued at $150,000, and it's for 3 years. It's renewed once the criteria are met. The students will benefit over a 3-year period, and the students considered for this must pursue studies in accounting, economics, management studies, or public administration. And the criteria, you must be at least 50% scholarship, and we are very delighted to have this scholarship. And I'd like you to know that for the Carolyn Reese Scholarship, it's a minimum of $1,000. But however, students can benefit to 2,000 and more depending on the situation. Now, students must have had adverse childhood experiences, test scores of at least 1. And we currently have over 45 students benefiting from the scholarships. And this comes with like workshop and special counseling, etc., because there are so many persons who have had these adverse childhood experiences that we pay special attention to. We have the Adrian T. Westness Scholarship. These are available to 2 students, and the value is US $1,000. We also have our alumni scholarships. We have the Byron Robbins Scholarship, which is available to a minimum of 50 students, valued at 1,000 US dollars. And each year that's available, the criteria basically the same. A GPA of 3.0, must show need, financial need, and any program of discipline the student is in. And of course, students are interviewed for these scholarships. We have the Sagicor Foundation, which is valued at 250,000, and it depends on the number of recipients. We have the Jamaica National being considered for 250,000. We have the Chinese Ambassador Scholarship, $200,000 each. And Digicel Foundation, it's highlighted in red because it's sometimes they have other areas where they give support, but it's usually $145,000. We have a very strong Alumni Federation, and the Alumni Federation ensures that as many students as possible benefit from scholarships. We have the Atlanta chapter, New York chapter, Pacific Coast chapter, Central Florida chapter, the New Jersey chapter, and the scholarship opportunities are usually US $1,000 or above, depending on. So sometimes over the year we may have alumni scholarships in excess of 50 available to our students. Sometimes 100 students can benefit from these scholarships. Now, just a minute here. We must also mention that there are a wide range of opportunities for our students. We have Northern Caribbean University working with Brandon University, Brock University, and the Memorial University of Newfoundland, and students benefit from scholarships up to 6 months where they can go to Canada, continue pursuing their course of studies here in Jamaica and in Canada, and there is a partnership, as it were. So the scholarship is fully funded by the Canadian CARICOM facility. In some cases, we have faculty leadership programs being included as well, and the emerging leaders in the Caribbean program for undergraduate and graduate, they are the facilitators of this program, of these programs. We have a strong work study program at Northern Caribbean University. Because of the pandemic, we currently have approximately 155 student workers, and outside of the pandemic, we normally have between 450 to over 600 student workers, where students can benefit to approximately, depending on their available hours, they're able to earn approximately between 25 and 40% of their tuition. It's just that it takes a student a longer time. The Office of Scholarships and Student Aid at the university is responsible for the processing of advertising and processing of scholarship applications. Students can contact scholarships and student aid, one word, scholarships and student aid at ncu.edu.jm. And the telephone contact is 876 618-1652, extension 7330 or 7331. We are delighted to let you know that every year we have new scholarships coming on stream, and as was highlighted earlier, it is very important that our students read and submit their applications on time. So many students wait until the last minute to submit their applications. Our grants are valued at $100,000 or less, and our scholarships and grants are based on various criteria. For example, grade point average, your program of study, your year in your program of study, your country of residence, community involvement, and extracurricular activities. There are opportunities for student aid, groceries, articles of clothing, and other opportunities available to our students based on availability. Thank you very much. And the university, I should say before closing, Northern Caribbean University, being cognizant of the needs of students, annually provide scholarships to students. And this, as you know, is based on affordability. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Donna Fraser from Northern Caribbean University in Manchester. So you heard those awesome opportunities available. I see Isabel asking if these scholarships are available on our website. So if you could share the website with us, please, Ms. Fraser.
Yes, it's the Office of Scholarship. Well, it's the Scholarships and the Student Aid Department, and it will be updated soon.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you so, so much. So we heard from
Thank
NCU.
you.
Yes, have a great day. We heard from NCU some of the opportunities available to us there. Now we transition to another university, the University of the West Indies. Of course, we have the Mona campus as well as the campus across in Montego Bay. And we have several open campuses across, well, locally and across the Caribbean. So without further ado, I'll invite Marsha Lawrence to do the presentation for UA.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you, Brittany.
Good afternoon. Welcome. Thank you for joining
Let me
us.
just share my. Thank you for having me. Okay. Mm. Okay. I'm trying to share my slide. Okay, my slides. Oh, there it is. Okay, thank you. All right, so my name is Marsha Lawrence from the Office of Student Financing, located at the UA Mona campus. Okay, so the Office of Student Financing offers several forms of financial assistance to registered undergraduate students. So, of the first of these is the scholarships and bursaries, right? So these are listed on our website, and I'll drop the link to our website in a few minutes. Our website is very user friendly, so we have the scholarships listed under the different faculties. So once you click on the faculties, the drop list will be there. You can go through the different scholarships. Each of them have different criteria. The scholarship form is also there for you to download and fill out and submit to us. The deadline for this year, the application period rather for this year, is May 1st to July 31st. So make sure you bring in your application forms during this time. We also have the general financial assistance, and this is open to undergraduate registered students from September to April each year. So this type of assistance is intended for students with non-tuition related expenses, right? So if you need assistance with meals, we have a meal assistance program. We have grocery vouchers. If you need assistance with buying your books, we can give you book grants, or we can also give you small cash grants to help with any other expenses that you may have while you're at university. So the general financial assistance, it's an online application, and you access it through one of our portals, the SAS portal. So you can follow the guidelines on our website for more information on this. I won't go into too much details on paths. Two presenters have already spoken on it. I'll only say that the application period for us is August 1st to September 30 each year. And of course, you get $100,000 for PATH beneficiaries who receive PATH in high school. All right. We also have the Federal Student Aid, U.S. Department of Education Title IV loans. Now, this is a direct unsubsidized loan given by the U.S. Department of Education. So eligible applicants must be U.S. citizens, and eligible non-citizens as well, green card holders, are eligible to apply. If you're registered in any faculty with the exception of medical sciences, you can apply. And this is also open for students at the Mona campus only. So for more information on this, you can again visit our website for more information, or you can call us. Hold on a second. I wanted to show you our available scholarships and bursaries for incoming students, meaning students who will be coming in this September. So you should be able to see the slides, right? So Ministry of Education will have spoken already. We also have IGL for students doing medicine and nursing, right? Some of our newer ones, the Mark and Kathleen Newman scholarships for students in the Faculty of Science and Technology. We have the Dr. Pauline O. Lawrence and Dr. Carlton Davis Scholarship Fund. I heard mentioned before the Sagicor Scholarship, so you can also apply for that. And there's the Carreras and the Grace Kennedy. And we also have NCB Software Engineering Scholarships. So for students coming in wanting to do software engineering, mobile applications, the NCB Software Engineering Scholarship is a great scholarship for you. So you can ask for more information, and we will be more than happy to provide you with it. And of course, we have some of the faculty chips, faculty awards that you can apply for. For students doing law, you can apply for the UE Mona Law Bursary, and that is open August 1st to June 1st to August 30 each year. So you can apply for that. Faculty of Science and Technology, we have the Samuel Edward Sticky Brooks. That's a new one. You can apply for that. Inez Morrison Scholarship. Those are for any faculties, any of the faculties. So we have Faculty of Humanities and Education. When you rewatch this presentation, you can go through them in your spare time. I'm just briefly touching on them. And of course, the awards applicable to any faculty, right? Because we want you to know that we do have awards that are open to any faculty. You just need to apply. We do need more students to come in and apply. We have the funds here to assist you. We want to assist you. So we're asking you to come in, call us, email us. We'll help you as best as we can. You just need to apply and submit your application form. For students in second year, you can apply for the Principal Scholarship for Excellence, and that takes care of your tuition and your miscellaneous fees. Right? There is a GPA of 3.3 or higher requirement, right? But that's fair. We're going to pay for all your tuition and your miscellaneous expenses, right? So you can apply for that as well. How do you reach us? You can call us. It's faster to call us to get us through telephone. That's 441-4120 or 441-3584. You can go on our website at www.mona.ue.edu/osf. You can email us at stufinc@uwmona.edu.jm. So give us a call because we have so many scholarships, so many awards that we would love to share with you, but we can't do this all in this presentation. So give us a call. Go on our website. If you have questions, call us. We'll help you, and we look forward to assisting you on your academic journey here at the University of the West Indies. Thank you.
Mhm. Okay, thank you so much, Marshall Lawrence from UA. So those are the opportunities available for the University of the West Indies. So it applies to the Mona campus, and there are few available for the Western Jamaica campus as well. So
Brittany,
thank
I'm
you very
open
much.
for any questions at this time.
Oh, well, we'll take the questions at the end. I'm going to bring back all four of you so that they can ask questions to everyone. So we just want to get through the other two presentations, and then we'll come back to you for questions. Is everybody
Okay.
hearing me? Okay, good. All right, good stuff. So at this time, I'll invite from UTEC Jamaica, Pauline Maduri, to bring a presentation on what UTEC has to offer. So he's here. All right, welcome, welcome. So you can go ahead and make a presentation on what UTEC Jamaica has to offer as it relates to financial aid. Now, just to respond to a question that was asked earlier about Jambat, employed persons unfortunately cannot access the Jambat program. So that was just to respond to the student who had that concern about Jambat. So not to hold up any more time, we'll have the presentation from our UTEC representative.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're hearing me. So let me welcome you to UTEC and the Scholarship Office. This afternoon, we're here to share what we offer here at the University of Technology. For those who have not passed our gate, this is what our gate look like. Very welcoming to you all. So, know your funding options. As a student or a prospective student to any university, we need to look at our private family resources. That this is where we're going to look at all family members and how they can assist us as best as possible. And then, of course, you have a student loan option, and you have programs from government, Jambat, MOE, Ministry of Finance. Someone before spoke about Jambat and MOE. And of course, you have commercial banks loans that your parents could assist in getting for you, or if you're working, you could do so. And also the university financial aid programs that we offer here at UTEC. So when we look at our private resources, a family, remember, most time family loans are no interest. That's the best loan for you to take out, no interest loans. And of course, you can ask them for donations, especially coming to a university and you know that times are really hard and very expensive. And I'm sure family members wish you well and will give you what we will call a little thing. And remember, one cocoa full basket. So regardless of how small it is, it will add up. We can also look at formal and informal partner schemes. Of course, in your communities, you have somebody who have a partner that you could start throwing and then get it nearer to when you need to pay your tuition. Or I know that some credit unions have formal partner plans that you could be a part of, so you can actually cash in when you need that money for your tuition. And also tuition assistance from parents' employer. Some organization offer assistance to employees, children of the organization. So you can ask your parents to tap into that if their organization offer that. And of course, we will also look at the summer employment locally and internationally that you can be a part of as soon as you can in the summer. So when we look at our scholarship and bursary here at UTEC, we have over 100 annuals. I was not able to post them because we have a lot, but I will invite you to join the UTEC website for you to view them and see the ones that are applicable to you and fill out the form there as well. The form is a fillable form. So all you have to do is fill it out, upload your attachments, and email it to us. So you don't have to leave wherever you are, the comfort of your house, to drop off. You just need to just click the button and we will receive it. So specific scholarships are also extended to a few international students. When we're looking at our scholarships, we look at, of course, your academic performance, your financial need, extracurricular activities, and your interview performance in the interview. Only shortlisted candidates will be notified. So our applications open in May of each year, and we close the last working day in July. Sorry. I'm sorry. Here at UTEC also, we understand the high need of students. So we have a few grants that we give to students to assist them with their tuition expenses, books and school supplies, boarding/rent, bus fares, and lunch ticket. This of course, the form is also online that you need to fill out and apply. Needless to say that we also offer earn and study on campus. Earn and study on campus is where you earn while you're studying. So we place you in different jobs here on the campus for you to work, and we pay you in a check at the end of the period. So we pay you fortnightly. So you can also tap into that when you get on campus, but you can't stay in your own parishes. You have to be here at UTEC main campus or at the Montego Bay campus. Also, we have some registered companies that deal with the work and travel program. These companies, we always ask that you pay attention to them, because if something should happen, as an institution, we'll be able to intervene because they are registered with us on campus here. Because sometimes there are some horror stories, and of course, we can't intervene once these persons were not registered with us as an institution. So you can always come on board or tap into the placement website on UTEC's website to see the ones that are authorized by us for you to tap into, where you can go and work for a maximum of 4 months, and you can also earn your money to pay your tuition. Of course, the government assistance, what Jambat was dealt with earlier, and you have the National Youth Service too, where you work and they pay 20% of your tuition. So you can just imagine, if you do Jambat pays 30%, NYS pays 20%. So you already have 50% of your tuition covers. And then you have the Police Federation. Of course, the Police Federation is for officers' children, and they pay $200,000 per academic year. Please note that these scholarships that you will see on the website, it varies in quantum and duration. So I would recommend that you apply for all the ones that are applicable to you. Most of them will be filled out on the one sheet that is there. You just list them, and the applications will be distributed accordingly. So for you to contact us here at UTEC, our website of course, you can go to browse and see. Our email address, financialaidutech@gmail.com, or call us if you so desire. My straight line is 9705219, or if you call the switchboard, which is 927-1680-8, and the extensions, you will get us, and we'll be happy to serve you or to guide you along. So thank you very much for joining us, and of course, all the tertiary institutions are open their arms to welcome you and to assist you as best as possible where we can. So thank you all.
Thank you. That was Pauline Maduri from UTEC Jamaica sharing those opportunities available. So please, 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 at the end of this webinar, of course, you can always rewatch to get the opportunity information firsthand, or you can check them out for yourselves afterwards when we complete the seminar. Now, I'll invite our final presenter from UCC, that's University Caribbean of the Caribbean of the Commonwealth, right? Oh, did I get that right? My brain just chipped out a while ago. I'm so sorry, O'Neill.
That's okay. University of the Commonwealth
Commonwealth
Caribbean.
Caribbean, right. So University of the Commonwealth Caribbean, O'Neill is here to give that presentation. He's from the Department of Student Affairs. So let's hear what UCC has to offer. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Brittany and J-TEC, for facilitating this opportunity for students to engage in scholarship opportunities to pursue their tertiary studies. So I'd like to introduce you to the UCC's Breaking Referral Program, and you should be seeing that now.
Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news for the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean, students, alumni, faculty, and approved corporate entities. You can start to obtain significant tuition discounts if you're a student, or very attractive commissions paid directly to your accounts if you're an alumnus, faculty, or an approved corporate entity with one of the hottest student referral initiatives online in 2019. Did you know that one of the best affiliate marketing niches worldwide is related to university students? That's right. Billions of dollars a year, yes, billions, are spent each year at universities in most countries, and it's time for you to also benefit financially with the UCC's novel affiliate online marketing program powered through the internationally based Post Affiliate Pro. Students, alumni, faculty, and approved corporate entities are now getting an exciting opportunity to participate through the UCC's unique partnership with Post Affiliate Pro. It's a reliable and rewarding affiliate marketing or student referral program using advanced technology where affiliates can now earn up to Jamaican $36,000 per student referral for up to 3 new referrals, or up to $45,000 per student referral for 3 and above. However, registered students, alumni, and faculty as prospective affiliates don't even need a website in order to participate. You can make use of internet forums, search engines, any social media platforms, or just send individual or bulk emails to all of your friends, coworkers, customers, or others for them to reach interested prospects, providing them with the UCC affiliate links or flash banners. But you don't even need a social media account or to send emails to friends, relatives, or coworkers either. Neither does your friend, relatives, or coworkers need to have a social media account or even be using social media themselves. You can simply invite them or send them an email asking them to complete a one-page sign-up form on the UCC's website and to enter your own referral ID, which you will provide to them. Once this is done and they have applied for any UCC program within 30 days and they ultimately become registered, you will automatically begin to receive the agreed tuition discounts or commission paid directly to your own account number. Furthermore, these new prospects will also now become your downlink sub-affiliates, from which you will be able to start earning a percentage of their own commission payments. This is absolutely amazing. The UCC is indeed fostering leadership and innovation across the Caribbean. Apply now by using the link down below to learn more or to sign up to be a UCC affiliate. www.ucc.edu.jm/UCC affiliate marketing program.
Right, so thank you for that. So in addition to the or details with regards to the student referral program is available on the lower end portion of this page. The host will share the link to the site where you're able to see the information with regards to our affiliate program that's on the UCC web portal. Now, in addition to our referral program, UCC offers internal scholarships that you're able to apply online between April 1st through to June 30th. So please ensure that you apply for internal scholarships that are also available on the website. I'm going to share my screen here. So once you visit or Google ucc.edu.jm, you'd visit the students page. And once you visit current students, you'll be taken to the site where it speaks about scholarships. Here you have the contact information for our Department of Student Affairs, where you can contact us at 876-906-3000, extension 4005, or you can email scholarships@ucc.edu.jm. Here, you're able to view the list of internal scholarships that are available. So based on the requirements that are applicable to each scholarships and the values that you're interested in, you can apply for the respective scholarships that are available online here. Finally, you'll see a list of external scholarships that were mentioned before by the different presenters. So look forward to you applying in regards to those external scholarships that are available. In order to submit a scholarship form, you'll see the application form available on our website. You can download the form here, complete. You can work in like web version of this form here. There are application instructions listed. And once you've completed the application requirements listed here and the form that's down below, right, you can complete the details as you're seeing on screen. Once you're through the process, you can submit that form to scholarships@ucc.edu.jm. I thank you so much to the J-TEC team for facilitating this session, and UCC continues to foster leadership and innovation with regards to scholarship opportunities across Jamaica and the Caribbean. Thank you.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much, O'Neill. I love that video, the breaking news at the beginning. So that was exciting. Thank you so much. Yes, good, very creative. So that was the presentation from the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean. Now I'm going to invite all four university presenters to just join me on screen to answer any questions that we have left. We're just about wrapping up. So NCU, that's Donna Fraser, UE, Marsha Lewis, UTEC Jamaica, Pauline Maduri, and of course, my tech team will facilitate the questions coming in from the chat. All right, welcome back, everyone.
Thank you.
All right, good stuff. So here's the first question. Does the principal's, that sounds like the principal scholarship apply to every faculty? So that question is for UE, Marshall Lawrence. So the principal, I believe it was a principal scholarship. Does it apply to every faculty? Oh, not hearing from Marsha. All right, let's go to a different. Okay, so here it is. Principal scholarship is for any faculty except for full fee paying programs. All right, so if your program says it's a full fee paying program, you won't be able to apply, but it's for any faculty except that. So thank you so much. All right, Anthony Reed is asking, what is the age limit for Northern University scholarship? So that's NCU for the Northern Caribbean University scholarship. What are the age limits there?
It's based on the donor's criteria, but for the institution, the age doesn't matter.
All right, thank you so much. Yeah. All right, next question here from Sachel, our superstar for today. Does extracurricular activity have to always relate to school? So anyone can answer this one.
From Northern Caribbean University, It's applicable to school, community, church,
Right. It's right across the board.
right? Any
Yes.
other?
Yeah.
All right, good. So school, community, or church sashel, those are the options available for community service. So Janae is asking about the Jambat. So she says, when is Jambat and NYS scholarship open?
Jambat usually opens in March, sometime in March.
Okay. All right, thank you. Anna Khan rather is asking, do I have to complete a minimum number of community service hours at UCC? So O'Neill, that's
Yes,
for you.
that's correct. There's a minimum requirement of 30 hours for the semester, for the year of that particular scholarship that you've received. So that's 10 hours for every semester.
Okay,
Right.
that's a reasonable amount. Thank you. All right, any more questions coming in? All right. Isabel is asking, are these scholarships on a website? So I believe every presenter shared their website, but I know Matthew will be making these websites available to you at the end. So just, monitor your emails. But all of the websites were shared throughout the presentation. So if you have the time before you get the email, just skip through and get to the end of each of the presentations to, find out what the email addresses are for each, or what the websites are rather for each program. And what I'll do for you, I'll also repeat it at the end of the webinar so everyone can just make note before we sign off.
Okay.
All right, any more questions from the audience? All right, Brittany Prince. Oh, are these, okay, same question about websites. So yes, they are on the school's website, but they also have a direct link to the actual website. So Sachelle is back. Mr. Joe, can students reapply for the Janet Lindsay Davis grant, or is it a one-off?
Well, our scholarships vary from time to time. So if it's a case where the Janet Lindsay is available for this year for application, then definitely we'll consider it. So nothing is off the table.
Nice. Kadeen, can the young lady that does the coaching send the site here, please? So I think that's Lanicia. Okay, so I'll mention Lanicia's site as well at the end. So Lanicia, you can just share the site with me so I can mention it at the end. Kristen, how can students get assistance for the lunch ticket? And is there an ongoing period? So that's for UTEC.
Okay. No, we open for lunch ticket in October of each academic year. Once you're on the program, you get your top up to your NCB card each month.
All right, good. And is there a specific place that they have to go to get this done?
Oh, yes, you'll go to the welfare unit to fill out the application form for the NCB key card. And of course, the application form to apply for the lunch is on the university's website.
All right.
And
awesome.
you can swipe your card anywhere they collect the use card. So you can go to the supermarket and buy the food, cook and eat, or you can go to fast food anywhere you so desire.
All right, good. Thank you so much. And thanks to everyone who asked questions in the chat as well. At this time, I'm going to actually invite each of the presenters to just give us, a quick 30-second wrap up. Any final thoughts? So I'll start with NCU. So I'll start with you, Ms. Fraser. Any final thoughts?
I just want prospective students and our students to know that we care, and the Northern Caribbean University is famous for outstanding performance in all areas of studies, especially in our performance where students have the opportunity to participate on the world stage. We have topped the world stage in the business model competition, and the outstanding, the Ivy League universities that are there. Northern Caribbean universities provide opportunities where students can create and start their own business right there at the university. There's potential for growth. Our work study program prepares students for the whole world of business. And you know our top class students as it relates to mass communication, nursing, you name it. That and more right here in the cool hills of Manchester, Manleyville, Jamaica, right here, central Manchester. We stand ready to ensure that we prepare you for the world of work.
Wow,
Thank
I think
you.
I think you
Thank you.
need a big round of applause for that marketing pitch. Love it.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, and thank you for the great work that NCU has been doing. I'm wishing all the students going to NCU all the very best with their studies, and of course, please do not miss out on the scholarship opportunities. So thank
And
you
if
so
you
much.
just give me 30 seconds just to tell you that it's a holistic development that we cater for spiritual, social, and academic. And you become, when you send your children or when young persons come to Northern Caribbean University, it's a holistic development that we offer here. God bless you. We thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for being here. Have a great day and all the best with your new recruitment for 2022-23.
Thank you.
All right, so we'll jump over to you, Tech JA. So your opportunity to give your brand pitch now. You know, NCU gave a bold pitch earlier.
Well, I will not bring the brand, especially to a particular institution, but I must hasten to say that tertiary education is very expensive. Yet, I'll implore everyone to try to tap into all these things that can help them to see their way through the institution of their choice, because all of us have assistance to give, and we want you to do well. So if you are in doubt of what to do, contact the different offices in the different institutions so you can have a rounded self-development and to make you and your family, much less your country, proud of you. So the choices are out there, but also help is out there for you too, whether you want to talk, whether you want to help to finance, because of course it's crunch time. COVID has affected a lot of families, and of course we are here to help you as best as we can. So find your leash and tap into that institution, and all the best to you all.
Thank you so much. Pauline Maduri from UTEC Jamaica. Again, all the best to UTEC students, our prospective UTEC students, and all the best to you, Ms. Maduri, for, you know, in the recruitment process going forward. And over to you now, O'Neill from the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean.
All right. Thank
Yes.
you again. So thank you so much to J-TEC and for each of the participants for joining our session today. If you're all about fostering leadership and innovation, UCC is a place for you. As you're seeing, there are many opportunities available to fund your tuition, and we look forward to supporting your goals in earning that degree, whether it be an undergraduate or a graduate program. We're here to support you. So looking forward to supporting you on your journey as adult learners, or if you're just entering the academic space as a high school student, then we're here to support you as well. So UCC, fostering leadership and innovation across Jamaica and the Commonwealth. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All the best to UCC students. All the best with your recruitment process. So just wanted to say a big, big thank you to everyone I had here on the platform today, starting with Student Loan Bureau, Mrs. Crystal Barrows McDonald. We had from Scholarship Jamaica, Chris Grant, Link Your Purpose, Lanicia Roden. We also had Dr. T. Benjamin from the Ministry of Education and Youth. Over to the schools now, we had Donna Fraser from NCU, Marsha Lawrence from the University of the West Indies, UTEC Jamaica, we saw Pauline Madure, and from UCC, O'Neill Doe. So thank you all so much. There is an evaluation form, a post-event evaluation form in the chat for our participants here in the YouTube, on the YouTube platform. Please complete that so that we can help to make these initiatives better for you going forward. So thanks everyone on screen. Special thanks to the technical team for joining us. Special thanks to J-TEC in general for putting on a forum like this. This was the Go Higher webinar, and we spoke about scholarship and financial aid, financing your higher education. So excellent, excellent initiative. I am so pleased to be the moderator for today. My name is Brittany Clark, and just to go over a few of the links that were shared. We have the UCC link, which speaks to the referral program. That's ucc.edu.jm/referral program. We also had scholarshipjamaica.com. Can find opportunities there. We have tsap.moey.gov.jm. That's for the Ministry of Education and Youth. Their portal opens tomorrow. And we have for the Office of Student Financing, mona.ue.edu/OSF. So if you didn't catch it right now, please rewind and just write it down. It will also be made available to you via email. So trust me, you won't miss out on these opportunities. And I'm encouraging everyone to apply. Spread the word so other persons can benefit as well. But I'm looking forward to seeing some of your names in the newspaper. Sachel, you asked a lot of questions today. So please, guys, do not miss out on these opportunities. Higher education is important, and I'm encouraging all of you and wishing everyone all the very best on their pursuit of excellence. So thank you so much for having me. This was JTEC's Go Higher webinar, episode 12, and we spoke about scholarships and financial aid. Have a great one, everyone.